What's going on, everyone? Sports back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the trade that happened today between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners, and it's a tough trade, no doubt about it. And if you actually watch my channel and watched my video yesterday, you saw that I made one of the two videos that I made yesterday was about Teoscar Hernandez and will the Toronto Blue Jays trade Teoscar Hernandez, and turns out just about 12 hours later they did that. So very interesting situation there, but I'm going to be breaking it all down here in this video. It was a tough trade, no question about it. Teoscar Hernandez is a really liked player around the Toronto Blue Jays. The media, the fans, everybody liked him. He's a really easy guy to like, and he's obviously a great player for our team. But looking at the trade, the Jays acquire right-handed reliever Erik Swanson and left-handed, young prospect reliever Adam Macko, from the Mariners in exchange for the outfielder Teoscar Hernandez, mainly a right fielder. But it's a tough move, especially after yesterday the Jays cut Bradley Zimmer and Raimel Tapia, so that obviously leaves a huge void, and it leaves some questions. What will the Jays do next? In terms of the outfield position, because right now, if you take a look at our depth chart, it's very thin. You take a look at it, we got, of course, Gurriel and Springer. We know that's the starting left and center fielder. Then we have Merrifield could go there. If we re-sign Jackie Bradley Jr., he could go there. Kevin Biggio could play out there, but it leaves a lot of questions. What will the Jays do? And apparently they're going to go after Brandon Nimmo. And now, if the Jays can sign Brandon Nimmo, you essentially look at this trade as the Jays get Brandon Nimmo, Erik Swanson, and Adam Macko for Teoscar Hernandez, and then the Jays fans would be looking at it a lot differently. But looking at this trade raw, it's not that exciting. It's not like you're getting a starting pitcher, you're getting a reliever, but it's something that the Jays need. Erik Swanson's a very good player, who's had a great season. With the Seattle Mariners, he's very good. And this move also gives the Jays a little bit of money. According to Shai Davidi, he put on Sportsnet, coming on the heels of parting ways with fellow outfielders Raimel Tapia and Bradley Zimmer on Tuesday, projected by MLB Trade Rumors to earn about $6.5 million, shedding Hernandez and his roughly $14.1 million hit for Swanson, who's due to make about $1.4 million. His first time through arbitration opens up about $19 million for GM Ross Atkins. So that's a big part here. Getting rid of Hernandez, Tapia, and Zimmer, and even with the addition of Swanson, the Jays add almost $20 million. Now, of course, yesterday in the video we talked about Teoscar Hernandez and that he's a two-time Silver Slugger. We went over the numbers. He's a great player, no question about it. And he's eligible for free agency after next season, so we'll see what ultimately happens there. But apparently, according to some reports, past extension talks with the Jays between Hernandez went nowhere. So I guess the numbers were just off. The Jays weren't looking to give him as much as he might have wanted, or maybe the years was a factor. We'll see. But I would expect Hernandez to be with Seattle for the long term. I would expect him to probably sign about a 4 or 5 year deal there with them, to keep him there for the next 5 or 6 years. I think that'll ultimately happen. Usually when teams make this type of trade and they give up what Seattle's given up in a big-time reliever, they're going to be sure that, they're going to be having this player for a while. And Swanson's not going to turn 30 till the end of the season, so he's still, he's still got some time left in him. And you take a look at his numbers in his 4 years in the MLB. He's got a career 4-12 record with an ERA of 4.13. His first 2 years in the league were awful in his first 36 games, but then he had a pretty good season. In 2021, not great, but a 3.31 ERA in 35 and a third innings. So, that's obviously pretty good. If the Jays can have that out of the bullpen, that's good. But then last season, he was 3-2 with a 1.68 ERA in 53 and 2/3 innings. He started a game. And he played in 57 total. And the other thing is he strikes out a lot of batters. His ratio of strikeouts to walks is 7-1. So those are very, very good numbers. He only gave up 3 home runs all season last year. He struck out 70 batters in just under 54 innings. So that's very, very good. The Jays are getting a good reliever. There's no question about that. And then in terms of his contract, that's the other thing. Of course, next year he's just going to be making $1.4 million. So that's nothing, essentially. And then, the Jays will probably extend him as well, give him maybe a 3-year deal. Give him about $5, $6, $7 million a year, and that fills a big void in the bullpen for a late inning reliever. And then in terms of Adam Macko, the prospect, he's just kind of a throw-in player. He's not much. He's been in the minors for a while. He's just 21 years of age. He's going to be turning 22, so maybe he's got something ahead of him. But his 2022 minor league stats, he was 0-2 in 8 games. He started all 8 of them with a 3.99 ERA and 38.1 innings. He struck out 60 batters, though, so that's an eye-catching stat. But, guys, overall, is this a sexy trade for the Blue Jays? Absolutely not. The Jays aren't getting a big name like a Mitch Haniger or a Chris Flexen. They're getting a good reliever and a prospect back for Teoscar Hernandez, but more importantly, they're freeing up a lot of money. So if you take a look at this in the broad picture, it's a decent trade for the Jays. I'm not going to get upset about it. Of course, I like Teoscar Hernandez, and I wish him nothing but the best moving forward with the Seattle Mariners, although I'm rooting for his team to lose because we might be fighting for them with wild card spots. But, overall, like I said, I hope Hernandez plays well. Just hopefully Seattle doesn't play well because they're in the AL. But overall, it was a trade that, if you look at the bigger picture, it's a good trade for the Jays. They're freeing up a lot of money. So, we'll ultimately see what they end up doing with that money. But I would expect it to be something, pretty good. So we'll see ultimately what that is. But that's all I got in this video. You guys let me know down in the comment section your thoughts on the trade. Jays get Adam Macko as well as Erik Swanson for Teoscar Hernandez. The Jays are likely to pursue Brandon Nimmo. Let me know all the good stuff down below in the comment section. As always, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. See you guys all in the next video. And as always, let's go Blue Jays.